and welcome to a new Lolita Fashion YouTubers collab video. This one, the theme was, what is uniquely you about your Lolita style? I think this is a really interesting sort of topic to think about and discuss and share. However, I also found it extremely difficult because I'm just me. I don't consciously make decisions about my Lolita style, it's just how I like to wear things. So I really had to sit down and think about this one. I even wrote notes rather than just speaking off the top of my head, which, in case you haven't noticed, isn't really something I do. Before I could even start thinking about what makes my Lolita style unique, I had to actually figure out how to describe my own Lolita style in the first place. And as I said, that proved to be pretty challenging. Firstly, I would say that my style is definitely on the sweet and classic end of the Lolita spectrum and absolutely nowhere towards the gothic end. I can't do gothic. It's completely not in my makeup. And my style is also very simple. I don't really do OTT, I don't do anything opulent or extravagant. I would say that my style, both in terms of the clothes themselves that I gravitate towards and how I style those clothes, is really quite simple, fairly basic. A lot of the time my style is also genuinely casual. I like cutsos, I like simple dresses, I like, wearing a bolero over a JSK like I'm doing right now without a blouse underneath. I really like to be comfortable. Now, Lolita Fashion isn't by default going to be as comfortable as, a pair of sweatpants or something, but I do like to be as comfortable as possible, so I don't really wear anything constrictive or, too much. Bit of a vague way to describe it, but like, for example, right now, I'm not wearing any jewelry, I'm not wearing wrist cuffs, I'm not wearing much in the ways of hair accessories, I'm not wearing a necklace even though I could. So that's what I mean when I'm sort of saying that my style is quite simple and focuses on comfort. And earlier, when I said I was into both sweet and classic Lolita, I also don't tend to go too far towards the extremes of either of those styles. So I don't go into hyper sweet, very cute, when it sort of verges into being a little bit decora or a little bit OTT. I don't do that. And same with classic. Sometimes that goes towards being very Victorian or Rococo, very elegant, lots of like layering and lace and stuff. I don't do that either. I think as far as you can be in Lolita, I'm a basic bitch. I also don't follow trends, and I'm also a bit atypical in that I don't really have dream dresses. My entire wardrobe is just stuff that I've acquired because it was available and affordable and I liked it. I mean, I guess the exception is maybe I've got the dim light JSK and I really did fall head over heels for that, but also I wouldn't have tracked it down and paid what the secondhand prices were back then. I only bought it because the re-release was done, it was available, and I had the money at the time. So I think that's a bit atypical, but that's less about my physical style of how I wear Lolita and more about my approach to this hobby, which still probably comes under part of being your style, but potentially not as much. And lastly, as is pretty evident by this video, I don't really bother with hairstyling or makeup or anything like that. That sort of links back into I like my Lolita style to be comfortable. I don't wear makeup in my everyday life. This is sort of the limit of my hairstyling, actually just putting it up in pigtails. I don't bother with any of that. Of course, with Lolita, if there's a big event or I'm doing a photo shoot, the sort of everyday rules kind of go out the window a bit, but even in some of my most opulent looks, like, I'm gonna flash up some pictures here of like me from the biggest events I've gone to, me in some of my fanciest photo shoots. It's still not that dramatic, especially compared to a lot of people. So yeah, that's me and my Lolita style sort of in a nutshell. Now I've got to think about what makes it unique. So I think if I was to simplify that down and define my own Lolita style, I would say that I am a sweet and classic Lolita with a focus on comfort and simple, straightforward coordinating, with occasional exceptions for photo shoots and events. And I do think that this is a fairly unique style in Western Lolita fashion, because my approach to these is they are just clothes. They're fun clothes and there are sort of rules to how you wear them and I love them, but I'm not into being a proper Lolita. I don't care too much. I just want to wear my clothes and have fun. Now, when you compare that, and also me and my physical appearance, to a lot of Lolitas that you do see posting content online, my lack of care, for lack of a better word, is kind of unique. You don't see that many Lolitas running around with no hairstyling, no makeup. I mean, look, I don't even have bangs, because when I have a fringe, it always goes like part will go here, part will go there, and again, I can't be bothered styling it when I want to look nice, so the simplest thing is to not have it. So I think that my very basicness is what makes me unique in Lolita. Also because my sort of simple and straightforward approach to Lolita is not due to a lack of experience or a lack of knowledge. Like, I mean, maybe I don't really know how to style my hair particularly well, and we'll be quiet about that, and I'm not the best at makeup, but I understand it. I know the rules of Lolita. I've been kicking around forever. I understand how to dress up, what makes a coordinate properly Lolita versus, you know, not doing these things because I don't know that that's part of the look. It's just, I'm potentially older than the average Lolita. I'm 33. I've been in this fashion for well over 10 years, and I just want to be me. I don't really care if I am the most Lolita or if people on anonymous forums on the internet think that I'm ugly and don't put in any effort. I don't care. Like, this is just how I want to be. And so I do think that my Lolita style reflects my general approach to life, which is I want to be comfortable, I want to have fun, and I don't want to put effort into things that do not bring me joy. Putting heaps of jewelry on just makes me physically uncomfortable. Like, I don't even wear my wedding ring. Like, just, neither does James, but we don't wear them because we're not jewelry people. And I don't like curling my hair or straightening my hair or anything, because that requires hairspray to make it stay, and I'm not gonna do that. Same with makeup. Why put on makeup that's just gonna smudge and then I have to wash it off? It's just absolutely pointless to me. So I don't do it because, well, I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'm having fun. I feel very pretty. I enjoy myself in Lolita, and I don't think the absence of those things makes any difference. Alright, I'm gonna get off my high horse now and try and actually put this into a few points in terms of actual physical styling. So with my Lolita style, obviously my cords tend to be fairly just simple and straightforward. I don't tend to do anything too experimental, like 90% of the time. It's fairly by the book. The actual clothing items I own tend to be on the simpler side, like cotton dresses, not heaps of lace, not heaps of frills. In terms of how they are on a Lolita sense, they tend to be more restrained. I mean, Lolita is obviously not restrained at all, but you know what I mean. I also don't tend to wear jewelry, hardly ever, so that's another point about my style. And also, I guess in terms of hair accessories, I do always clip on like some flowers or little bows or something, regardless of what I do. I don't think I have ever stuck on a head bow. Actually, of course I have. But I rarely just stick on one like head bow or anything like that without decorating it with flowers and bows. That's something I think is very me. Honestly, I don't think there actually is anything too unique about my Lolita style. Like, I don't think someone could put a coordinate together inspired by my style and then someone else would look at it and go, oh yes, that's meant to be Roli. I just don't think anything about how I wear Lolita is realistically that different from everybody else. I mean, of course, you know, I have my own style, and potentially someone who's not me might be better at recognizing that. So if you're listening to me and going, that's silly, Roli, you're identifiable by blah blah blah, pop it in the comments, let me know, because I can be a little inattentive in regards to myself. Maybe I am distinctive in some way. Maybe I'm the best, the most fabulous, yay! Ignore me, I'm just being a bit silly, because weirdly, this topic has made me a little bit self-conscious, so that's going to be something to unpack when I'm trying to work on my mental health. Don't know why, but oh well. Self-consciousness aside, it's an interesting thought experiment to just take a look at your own style and sort of where it fits in the wider style. And that's something I love about Lolita, is that whilst in a sense we have compared to mainstream fashion, a limited pool of items to draw from, and there are rules, so there is always a level of uniformity between Lolita wearers, there is so much room for individual expression, and I think that's great, even if my individual expression is just being comfortable and straightforward and not wearing makeup. At the end of the day, I'm a sweet and classic Lolita with a very straightforward and simple way of coordinating my outfits and of styling myself. Even though I do make exceptions for events and photo shoots, even those often aren't too OTT compared to some of the amazing stuff that you see online. So realistically, I don't think there is that much that is unique about my Lolita style, but it is my style and I like it. As I said, leave me a comment. Tell me if you do think there is something unique about my style that I've missed, or tell me about your Lolita style. I'm always keen to have a conversation about, well, basically whatever. So drop me a comment. Also, do go out and check out the other videos from the Lolita Fashion YouTubers. I will put a link to the playlist of everybody's videos in the description below. And yeah, you can see how other people perceive their styles. I'm really curious to see what other people say, and I hope that they come to more interesting conclusions than I did, which is, I'm not particularly unique in my styling. Anyway, that's all from me for now, and until next time, bye bye!